Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Susanna Flores. I'm a psychologist and life coach, and today I'd like to talk to you about the benefits of sitting with pain. Now, right now you're probably thinking, or not, right? I mean, it makes sense, like, who wants to sit with pain? But it can help us, and I'm going to explain why. So we tend to function out of something called the pain-pleasure principle. Now, it's, as the name implies, we like to prolong our happiness, our joy, our pleasure for as long as possible while avoiding pain like the plague. So when something difficult comes up, when a difficult discussion is coming up, most of us try to avoid it. In modern technological time, this is like ghosting, which I think is like the most disrespectful thing that people can do, versus just saying something's not doing it for me, something's not working out. And so you're just prolonging the inevitable. Secondly, you're giving away your power. So, for example, if you're relying on other people's opinions about what you should do, you're giving away your power. If you're relying on someone's attention to the matter, you are giving away your power. And if you're relying on someone's acceptance of you when you've gone through something painful just to try to distract yourself from whatever it is that you should have been addressing, then you're certainly giving away your power. Because what that does, it elevates the other person and it reduces you, right? Like, you are no one's plan B, you're no one's option. Like, you are source energy. You get to determine, what it is, or who you are, and what it is that you are meant to be, and what actions are best for you. So not your parents, not your friends, not your therapist. You alone can decide what is best for you. So how do we do this? How do we sit with pain to get to the other side? Keeping in mind that you're making yourself a priority, you're going to accept facing something so that you could get to the truth, right? Not how you feel about it, not the way that you hope that it ends up, but the truth. And that will reveal a lot about you and how you have been handling something and what changes you have to make. So this requires a period of very deep introspection. Now, who wants to do that, right? It's painful. It is, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is painful. It requires a lot of courage and a lot of strength to see what you have been avoiding. And it's so difficult sometimes that people have referred to it as the dark night of the soul. Dun dun dun, right? But it's not that dark. And even if it were dark, the way to get to the light is through the dark. So it's okay. But doing this destroys illusions. It destroys what we've allowed ourselves to accept, what we've allowed ourselves to tolerate. And therefore, change can happen, but it can only happen when we allow it in, when we accept going through a painful period of introspection, really looking at it. Like if this is pain, usually we do this, right? But this is like, grabbing it and putting it next to you and staring at it, staring at this sucker down and knowing that in doing so, you're going to come out of it with a sense of grace. So an example would be, if you're partnered and you're going through a difficult time, you can either avoid it by not talking, or you can accept that something needs to be discussed. And when you do that, you're going to get to an understanding of like, okay, we're going to have an argument. We may even have a really bad argument. And so I'm going to be forced to learn a lot about my partner, and I'm going to be forced to learn about myself, because this is growth. And when you do that, when you surrender to that, instead of trying to control it, you can come out of that battle with an incredible sense of grace. Like we survive that, and we're stronger for it. So when you can surrender to some painful experiences, it can lead to an amazing sense of self-knowledge. It can lead to an amazing a sense of self-love, and most importantly, self-acceptance, so that it can take you to the other side. The other side being your higher plane, your higher self, your evolution. And so that's why it tends to be tough, but it's certainly doable, and it's something that should be done. So now is your time, if you want to make that change. And I hope this was helpful. And if so, please give me a like and feel free to subscribe. And I'll be talking to you again soon.